Welcome, modern day mystics, fellow truth seekers, James and Justin, back again with another reaction. And the redeemed Zoomer is back. And he's got this video that has gone viral on a couple of other applications like TikTok. Really? Good for him. This guy has really spiked his channel. This guy's doing good. And he's coming out with good, just clear Christian content. And I'm surprised that there hasn't been anything like this. Maybe there has been, but this guy just sticks out for some reason. When I go searching for content, I keep running into the redeemed Zoomer for some reason. And so good job.
Color me skeptical.
But anyway, this video is called Proving God Exists Using Math.
Okay. Color me skeptical, man.
Yeah.
Color me skeptical, but I'll give it a chance.
Does God exist? Many atheists think there's no reason to believe in God because we have science to explain everything in the universe. It's true that science is able to explain the natural world, that's what it's for, but by definition science cannot tell us whether there's anything outside or above the natural world, in other words, whether there's anything supernatural. Generally, when people speak of God, they mean a supernatural, all-knowing mind who is everywhere and can do anything. So what is math, and what does it have to do with God? Math is about numbers, and information about those numbers, and ways numbers connect to each other, but where do we find all this math? We can't see math, we can't touch math, we can't taste math. Math is only in the mind. We find it simply by thinking about it and figuring more and more things out. But wait, math also explains things. Math can explain everything, from simple counting to the movement of planets. For anything you can think of, there's a bunch of math that explains what's going on, even down to the atomic level. So, if math is only in our minds, but it also explains the natural world, then where does it come from? There's two possibilities, really. One is that math is just something we invented to explain what we observe in the natural world, and that would mean the origin of math is natural. But the other possibility is that math is already there because it controls the universe, and we've discovered it, and if that's true, then the origin of math is supernatural. Here's why the latter option is correct. Math contains infinite information. There's an infinite number of numbers, each with their own individual properties, and there's an infinite number of numbers in between any two numbers. And we keep discovering things. Pi, which is the number that explains the area of a circle, has an infinite number of digits that we keep discovering by doing calculations. If we were just making this stuff up, we could make pi be whatever we want it to be, but we can't do that because we know that that's not true. We know that all this...
Alright, let's intermission here. This is only a 5-minute video. But one of the things that triggered me into doing a reaction on this was we had a while ago, we had a physicist on the show. Remember that guy, Dr. Blitz? Well, anyway, I saw his TikTok video trying to debunk this video here.
Okay.
So if you want to go on TikTok, look up Dr. Blitz. You can watch that. But I only say that to say that there's always two sides to every explanation, right? And I like Dr. Blitz, smart guy. But when I was listening to him trying to debunk it, he was using highfalutin language. I don't know. Maybe that was the only way he could do it. I don't know. I don't think. But it was I was having a really hard time understanding him. I was like, "What are you saying?" Yeah.
Well,
and
first
maybe
of all,
it's just because I'm dumb. It could be that I'm just dumb. But it also is that there's two sides to every coin, right?
Yes.
And so you should, go look at other information. But this is making a pretty good point.
So far, everything was clear, other than when he pointed at the abbreviated version of pi, or one of the thing was in the wrong decimal. Sorry, is what he said, and he said this isn't true. Right there, you could fall into madness. In my take on why everything is unprovable, right? First of all, math frightens me. Nothing scares me as much as math because I don't have a math brain. I'm sort of intuitive, and I'm in it. There's something about the sheer fact that a great mathematician or somebody that's excellent at math or has a good math brain is essentially very good at, has a good memory. They can just remember a lot of data. I'm like, but no data accounts for the raw nature of all things at the end. You know, people give
And
emotions
also,
a hard...
like there's a few things. Like, one, it's like humans doing the math. Humans are super limited. We're talking about the infinite nature of reality, and Dr. Blitz was like, well, it's not proven that the universe is infinite. But like that gets you into a whole nother wormhole of things. Like, if it's not infinite, what's on the other side of the not infiniteness?
Right. It can't even be addressed. Like,
what are we talking about?
Well, like when you talk about math and science being good ways to measure reality, it's good in a very couched in nature. It's good for, like, you know, a conversation piece and some sort of the illusion of effect in life. You know, if you really think about things, if you want to get down to the truth, it goes beyond this video and everything we could even talk about in this video, and essentially, spoiler alert, everything's nonsense and chaos and somehow equally balanced with making sense and unreconcilably paradoxical. Right? And I guess that's all I'll say about that. You know, for some reason it made me think about the idea of emotions and, you know, some of these hyper-logical people being like, facts don't care about your emotions. Emotions are crazy important and they're very difficult to understand. But at the end of the day, you wouldn't be able to, you should be thank God for every emotion you feel, because nothing would happen without them. You know what I mean? I don't know why I felt like shoving that into here, but it just made me think about so many things that we try to, like, dust off and order and put in a right way and get a grip on is absolutely futile in the end. But nevertheless, we're going to do it. We're going to continue to do it. I do it, even being a bad at math type person.
Yeah.
It's all there. Let's try to remain open-minded,
Yeah.
even in the midst of somebody saying, there ain't nothing to be open-minded about. Math proves God. You know what I mean? Yeah, even in the face of that. Even if you could come and, like, because at the end of the day, you can't bolt me to a table and force me to do something. And if the response to that I can anticipate is that you'd be like, well, then you're going to burn for eternity. If I prove to you the truth and you still don't accept it, then you deserve to burn. Why do I know that that's what you might think? You know, like, anyway, I don't even know what I'm on about now. I guess I'm just frustrated at math. Every time we do a math video, I get heated. And we've done Hindu videos about math, like, you know, explaining the mathematical order of the gods, you know, and I'm always like, oh, math is so fucking boring, man.
I knew you were going to love this one.
It's essentially a superpower, and it is a superpower in memorization. I've memorized more numbers than you. You know, sorry, I don't mean to be... You could very easily make fun of me for being a dumbass, for not being good at math. True. And it does help you... The math people are better at making money, usually. You know, usually.
Let's keep going. Fire it up.
This information is out there somewhere, but it can't be in our physical universe because our universe is finite and math is infinite. That means math contains every possible combination of numbers, and if we use numbers as code for letters, then math contains every possible combination of letters as well. That means every book that has ever been written already exists encoded in math somewhere. In fact, every book that possibly could be written already exists in math. And if we use numbers as code for particles and their locations, then you could say there's an exact copy of our universe encoded in math. But there's also more stuff in math, so that's why math can't possibly be contained just within our universe. But that's just the beginning. There's many pieces of evidence in math to show that math has a designer. Here's an example. One time someone discovered that this simple equation makes a very interesting shape when you graph it in the complex plane, and this is called the Mandelbrot set. But people have analyzed this shape and have found some very scary things about it. What's amazing about the Mandelbrot set is that you can zoom in infinitely and you'll keep finding new things. Over here you can keep finding more and more copies of the Mandelbrot set no matter how far you zoom in. You could even zoom in really close to something like this, and it takes a while, but look, there's another little baby Mandelbrot set. Alternatively, you could go into this region and find completely different things. On the left side of this thing, you'll find these weird elephant-shaped things that have spirals that go on forever. What? And you could even zoom into the side of one of the spirals and find new spirals that repeat infinitely and keep generating new infinite patterns like this. Or you could go on the other side of the elephants and find these weird seahorse-shaped things that have different kinds of spirals that are connected to each other, and once again, they keep going on forever. You can zoom in infinitely, and you'll keep finding new patterns, but like I said, it's a different type of pattern. Seriously, anytime you explore the Mandelbrot set, you can find brand new things, possibly things that no human has ever seen before, because like I said, there is infinite complexity and infinite information in this one shape. That's why this little shape is so scary. We did not invent this because we discovered it by accident, but we did not discover it in our universe. It has infinite complexity, so it can't possibly be in our universe because the universe doesn't have infinites. We discovered it just by calculating it. So where the heck did this thing come from? Basic common sense says that someone designed this, but no human designed it. Like we said, math only exists in the mind, so its origin must also be a mind. Math contains infinite information, so this mind must be all-knowing. Math controls the universe, so this mind must also be all-powerful. And math is beyond and outside of our natural world, so this mind must be supernatural. And we have just described God. All these numbers and mathematical facts exist in the infinite mind of God. But it's not just mathematical truth that exists in the mind of God, but also moral truth and any kind of truth at all. Goodness, truth, and beauty are just mere opinions of the human mind, unless there is a supreme mind, God, who overrules all human opinions. Because math is beyond time, space, and limits, the existence of math proves the existence of God because math is in the mind of God. As the great scientist Galileo said, math is the language with which God has written the universe.
Mic drop. Math proves God.
Are you a big math guy?
Not a big math guy. I'm not a big math guy at all. I found that super fascinating.
Oh, hats off. The guy nailed it. And, you know, if I was a Christian, I'd be like, oh.
Yeah, but you know what? I was making me think. Yeah, I know. You know what I was thinking, though, is that, like, every religion, when they see something like that, is like, see?
Yes.
I was like, it doesn't necessarily prove that God split the sea in two or that Jesus walked on water, but maybe it does pointing to some. Maybe it is. Maybe math does prove God's existence. I'm just saying I'm open to that.
Right.
But maybe it's proving that your idea about God might not be something that's written down in a book necessarily. That that comes with a whole bunch of loaded info about how you should be and stuff like that.
Well, the Bible isn't.
Just the Bible.
If the math was so damn divine, why isn't the Bible written in math? And there's some nerd out there going, it is. But listen, no, it isn't. It's written in all kinds of different human languages and yada 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 yada. Math is astounding.
Yes.
First of all, let's get that out of the way. It seems you can almost break down everything in reality into math. I understand what the hell you're talking about in that way and the majesty of it and even you made some good clear connections between the nature of God and math and all this stuff. I'm not here to argue that.
Yeah.
But I've been around too long, getting a little older on this planet to ever think that and that's that, hook, line, and sinker, done. No more thinking about it needed. He proved it. That is not, I hate to say it, that's never ever going to be the answer ever, because it doesn't account for infinity. Mm-hmm. And infinity always leaves room for some paradox you didn't see coming.
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
And
we're all comforted.
After listening to other people talk about it, there's certain elements within this conversation that are not hook, line, and sinker. That's definitely the way that it is. Mm-hmm. And there was I forget what it was now, but he had jumped from and because of that means that this is true. And I can't totally remember. I was like, oh, that's a leap.
We wear the illusion of certainty like a cozy comfort blanket. We build up things. We work really hard, tirelessly, night and day, on generating illusions of certainty about things.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we all got to make our own personal step because, we're all going to face death one day, the great uncertainty, conceivably, and unless they magically invent life extension in our lifetime, that would be a plot twist. But most of us got to face death at some point. It's understandable that people want to be certain about things, but I don't know that that's a proper. You can talk about truth and certainty at the same time. It's what is true, moment by moment, refreshing every second. What was true for you 5 seconds ago isn't necessarily true again unless you are forcing it to be. Yeah. Can you embrace the radical nature of things moment by moment as they emerge into reality? Ever new and ever different. Now that sounds like nonsense to somebody who's got the mind that probably enjoyed the math.
Good stuff. Redeemed Zoomer, good job on the video. And hey guys,
Yes.
everyone out there, if you liked our reaction to it, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, share this with a friend, and everyone, till next time, stay spiritual.